congrats on your form at the moment, mate. What do you put it down to?
Yeah, thank you. No, it's been nice. Yeah, I feel like I started the domestic season reasonably well with the Vicks, and yeah, it's just nice to continue on the games. Play on some nice wickets. We've got a good environment going here, so yeah, hopefully we can keep it up.
Has it been something, Sam, that's clicked during the Big Bash, or do you feel like it was earlier in the summer, or has there been a mindset change at all anywhere?
Yeah, I think probably earlier than a few weeks ago. Certainly invested a lot of time in the winter into my T20 game, and there's also been a lot of moments sort of throughout the last 5 to 10 years in BBL where I have done well, and it's just not been consistent enough. So yeah, a few learnings from that, and then just trying to, yeah, as I said, make it consistent game in, game out, not just 2 or 3 games a season. So yeah, probably a little bit less funky and pretty simple really, just trying to hit good shots.
I think we've all had moments over the last few years where we've watched you in BBL and it's a great 30 or a great 40, but you haven't been able to put a ball together, like you say. So when you're in the moment now and you think about converting those good starts into bigger scores, like what's your mindset like?
I think probably early days, if I'm being honest. As a younger player, when you're playing with an Aaron Finch or a Sean Marsh or these guys behind you, you think you're doing the best thing for the team, that like your role is to go hard in the power play, and then you almost think that in the 6th or 7th over, like you've got these superstars behind you internationally, or the international players, it's almost better if I ought to sort of get out here. And like maybe even the same a few years ago at the Stars, like you got Stoyne and Maxi, these guys you've had behind you. But yeah, I think as you learn and you get older and you want to win games for your team yourself, and I think, yeah, it's going to help the team, me batting for longer. I feel like I've now got the game that I can go deep into the innings anyway, and with the way our middle order is structured and the way we're playing our cricket, I think it's best for everyone. So yeah, probably just comes down to a bit of experience and a bit of learning.
So you're putting a higher value on your wicket. I think that's like an interesting concept in a 20 over game, but you're putting a bit more value on it, you reckon?
I think so, and I think probably just the areas that I'm targeting to hit, whilst a lot of the balls that ended up going square of the wicket, almost looking at the side screen and trying to hit it really straight. I know that teams are going to try and come maybe a touch fuller at me and target my stumps, just trying not to bowl a cut or a pull. So sort of aiming there and hoping they bowl there, and then if they naturally miss a bit shorter, then I feel like I'm in a good position to cut or pull anyway.
You sent the ramp away, mate. Everyone's making a point of that. Is that a driven message from yourself?
A little bit. Me and a mate caught the Dane Rampy from the Swans. So I had a joke with him the other night that it was nice to get a couple of ramps out. But yeah, I think I've got enough options now around the ground in the power play, and teams have also been setting a backstop basically for me anyway, so the shot hasn't necessarily been on. But yeah, chatting with Benny Roar and Morsey, our coach, there's probably a time against the Sixers the other night where it was the perfect time to use it, when they're bowling tight at my body and the 45 is up. So certainly a shot I still love and practice. It's just I firstly feel like I've got access around the ground, and B, only need to play it if I feel like the situation needs it.
Just on the T20 World Cup squad, obviously it's been announced, you know that. Do you still hold out a bit of hope that, you know, still might be a chance of sneaking it at some point?
I'm not going to sound like Mitch Marston. He was too funny with that press conference, but yeah, I think that's a long way off. I've just been thrilled to contribute for the Stars. I mean, that's what I set my sights on during the winter when I was training at the Junction through June, July, to have a really good BBL tournament and a good year with the Vicks. So yeah, I think that's a long way away.
Do you hold that in the back of your mind, Sam, that if you were to string a few good BBLs together in a row, that there's going to be potentially a spot there for you? I mean, there's plenty of players who have come into the Aussie T20 setup a little late back up their career.
Yeah, I think Swepo said it in one of his interviews the other day. I think everyone down in our change room, I think I wrote it under Dad's pillow as a 5-year-old, like I want to play cricket for Australia. So while ever I'm lucky enough to be playing for Victoria or the Stars in these competitions, yeah, I absolutely want to play for Australia, make no bones about it. So, but yeah, I think there's probably a fair few scores and a bit more consistency to come before sort of a door like that would open. But yeah, absolutely, it's a goal for all of us, and definitely a goal of mine individually.
Traditionally, over the last few years at the Stars, we've sort of looked to how Stoyne is going, how Max is going, like the key guys, and sort of that's where you guys are going to have success. But it feels like it's been a real even contribution, across the team this season.
Yeah, sort of Campbell, Tom and I, we played some T10s in April, and then we went to Darwin together, and then I went and played in the Max. So we all sort of set a goal to play as much white ball cricket as we could through the winter, and then yeah, the three of us sort of came together, and we all really wanted to contribute. And thankfully to Morsey and Stoyne and the Stars have given us a good crack, all three of us at the top of the order. So Firstly, we've been really well backed by Stoyne and Morsey, and then secondly, I feel like all three of us, our games are in a good spot to come out and perform. So I don't think you can fake confidence. You actually need to go out there and do it when it matters under pressure. And then, the sort of the success and doing well becomes addictive. So it's certainly nice. I feel like Stoyne and Maxi, there's a lot of good middle orders going around, but they're two of the world's best at the moment. So it's a luxury to have those two. And as I said, the more us top order and Co can help them out and sort of get them into the game when they need to come into the game, it's going to be good for us as a team.
As someone who either catches the first few balls or tries to hit it, what's going on at the toss at the moment? And it seems to be a very, very strong trend that, especially in you guys, I think the toss has decided the game.
Yeah, we are. We're 5 chases and lost 3 setting, haven't we? It's an interesting one. I think it'd be naive to not say that it is a factor, and make no bounds about it. The tactic is to bowl first. I assume if we win the bat flip tomorrow night here, we're going to bowl, and probably in Perth we'd bowl, and if we made the finals, we'd probably bowl. But I think chasing, you just know what the run rate is, and I think nowadays, with how much modern white ball cricket we play, none of us are really that scared of 9, 10, 11 and over. Probably the more scary thing is batting overs 5 to 10 when you're batting first and you're trying to work out what score you need to set. I mean, probably in hindsight, the pitch against the Sixers the other night wasn't as good as we thought. We're thinking with Philippi on Reeks and them batting down to 10, you might maybe need 170, and realistically you probably needed 150, 160 to be in the game. So it's really hard to know that at the time.
Just on Maxi, obviously kind of struggled earlier on this year, had 20 odd the other day. Where do you think he's at? Do you think he was struggling? He sort of turned his form around about last innings?
Yeah, I don't ever really worry about Maxi, to be honest. I probably worry for the opposition if he does miss out a couple of times. I think I was thinking that on the couch a few weeks ago when Mitch Marsh had sort of started the tournament with a couple of low scores. I was worried for the next team to come up against him, because you just know with a player like Mitch, as he's done the last 3 or 4 games now, he's going to start banging them at some stage, and Max is the same. I don't know how many T20s he would have played, probably 500, so, and his record speaks for itself. So I think it's, in a way, it's exciting that we've won 5 games, and a testament to our squad and depth as a batting group, that it hasn't been Maxi having to make 570 off 20 balls, which potentially at the back end of last year when we got on that streak, it was a big thank you to Maxi. So hopefully in the next couple of games, and hopefully we can get into the finals and we'll see the absolute best of Glenn Maxwell.
If you do make the finals, sorry, just one more. Obviously the aim is to win the whole thing. What makes you believe that you can this time around?
I think our bowling attack's bowling extremely well. We've got sort of Ralph and Siddle, the 2 main quicks, and then Stoyne and TC are, well, not that they're not main quicks, but they're sort of the batting or bowling all-rounders, as you say. So we've just got beautiful balance in our squad, and then you've got Sweppo and Maxi with 2 spin options. So sort of got 6 really experienced. I think they'd all be over age 30, so that helps. You've got 6 really hard-nosed, experienced bowling options who are all bowling well at the moment. I think Ralph, Sids and TC would be right up there in the wickets, and Sweppo's economy rate and the way he's bowled for us has been awesome as well. And then, I personally like having 8 batting options as well. I think when you're 6 down and you've got a genuine batter, like we saw what Tommy Curran did in that derby against the Gades here when he made 38 or 15 balls, him coming out at 8 is nice to have. So, I look at Hiltz, Stoyne and Maxi sort of batting 5, 6, 7, and if us boys at the top of the order can keep contributing, we've got a pretty nice balanced side there.
You guys got to look at.
You go, mate.
Yeah.
You've got to look at Alex Carey at the top of the order for the strikers. Like when someone of his class has basically got that sort of 360 game, and you're probably not bowling group for meetings, obviously, but just controlling him at the top of the order.
Yeah, and I think the other thing in the BBL, batters are allowed to bat well. Like, I'm sure we'll have our plans to him. I'm not really sure what they are. I probably don't feed there. I'll probably be having our fine leg nice and fine for his ramp, and we know that he's probably going to go after our spinners, square the wicket with his sweep shots and stuff. But we'll have our plans. We'll try and execute, and at the end of the day, if he has a good night, he has a good night. If our plans work, hopefully they do. It's the same with someone like a Matt Short when he's batting. I thought we bowled extremely well to him at Adelaide, but they're good batters. They might get away.